Dear student, I am starting your lecture 17 on voltage to current converter and current to voltage converter. Last time we have seen the voltage to current converter with a floating load. In last lecture 16 we have seen voltage to current converter with a floating load. We have discussed in last lecture, in so many applications it is required the voltage to be converted in a current. So op-amp can be used to convert the voltage into current, but there are two types of the voltage to current converter. One is voltage to current converter with floating load, and second circuit is voltage to current converter with grounded load. In the last section, last lecture, we have discussed in AC voltmeter and DC voltmeter, you know that the deflection depends upon the current. So voltage to current converter is required. In most of the power amplifier, last stage is voltage to current converter because power proportional to square of the current. Okay. And second thing, it is also used in a Zener test current. So in last lecture we have shown that the IL proportional to the input voltage VI, you can refer last lecture, and this current load current IL does not depend upon ZL. So today we will see another circuit. That circuit is called voltage to current converter with grounded load. So let us see the circuit diagram with the op-amp. I am showing you the circuit diagram of voltage to current converter. This is, I am giving the input to the non-inverting terminal. This is a VO, this is a R, this is a plus, and I am giving you the input signal. This is RMD, here is VI with respect to ground. Here I am showing you your ZL, and that is grounded. Here this is R, and from output I have connected here. See, this is the circuit diagram of a voltage to current converter with grounded load. You can see here. Okay. Now we want to show that your current passing through the ZL depends upon the input voltage, means is proportional to VI. It's very simple. You can do this mathematics. Say current I1 is flowing here, say I2 will flow in this direction, and ZL IL will flow in this direction. This is a voltage VI. This is a non-inverting amplifier, so output is always more than this voltage. So this potential is more than this potential. Current will flow like this. This potential also more than this potential. So you are providing the voltage from this point. So say this potential is V1. So current I am showing this direction. This current is almost zero. This is your very high input resistance is almost, you can say, zero. Say IB plus, bias current flowing to the non-inverting terminal. Due to very high input impedance, this current is almost zero. Now very easy way you can show this. See, from the circuit I can show. From the circuit you can show that I1 plus I2 is equal to load current IL. What is I1? Voltage difference upon resistance plus voltage difference upon resistance, you can say, is equal to IL. So I can write IL is equal to, this is nothing but the VI plus VO minus 2V1 upon R. See here. So this voltage minus this voltage upon resistance R is equal to I1. This voltage means VO voltage upon V1 is equal upon R is equal to I2. Addition of this will be nothing but the ZL. This current is almost zero. Almost, let me say, almost zero here. It is of the order of 3 nanoampere. So almost zero. And here, so I can simplify this in this way. Now what is this value? 2V1. Check here, 2V1, what this? This potential is this potential and this potential is this potential, because input drop, voltage drop between two input terminal of the op amp tends to 0. Already we know that due to very high input impedance. This voltage is nothing but this voltage. So from the circuit you can say here, this your VO, this resistor R, this is resistor R and this ground, and here you have written V1. See here. Again I am telling you, this and this potential is same. This VO is this, I was showing you. This R I have taken here. This R I have taken here. This potential is V1 I have written. So from this, what is your V1 you can say? V1 is nothing but VO by 2. Can you see the V1 is nothing but the VO by 2? So I can write, from this I can say yes, V1 is nothing but the VO by 2. Because both having same value. So V1 is nothing but the applied voltage into this resistance upon total resistance. Those who do not know resistance, for them I can write VO into R upon R plus R. It is VO by 2. So I am putting this value here, VI plus VO minus 2 VO by 2. So IL is nothing but the VI upon R. It means current passing through this is proportional to voltage VI. Current passing through this in load is proportional to what you can say, input voltage. Means input voltage is converted into proportional current. So this is called voltage to current converter. What is called? It's very simple. Suppose R is 1 kilo ohm. R is 1 kilo ohm. Input is 1. Suppose for your understanding, let R is 1 kilo ohm. When VI is equal to 1 volt, IL is 1 milliampere. VI is 2 volt, IL is 2 milliampere. It means IL proportional to the input voltage. So this circuit is used in AC or DC voltmeter, generator current, or wherever you require current, and so you are getting some output in form of voltage. The voltage can be converted into current, and then current is nothing but the proportional input voltage. And your input impedance is very large because you given in a non-inverting terminal, right? This circuit is also known as a, this circuit is also known as a, this circuit is also known as a transconductance amplifier. Which circuit? Voltage to current converter, either this grounded load or floating load, is known as a transconductance amplifier. It is also known as a transconductance amplifier. So this is what we have discussed about the one circuit, the voltage to current converter with grounded load. This is its discussion. Second, I want to discuss I to V converter. Second, I want to discuss I to V converter, current to voltage converter. I want to discuss the next circuit is current to voltage converter. It is also known as a trans resistor amplifier. It is known as a trans resistor amplifier. Okay. I to V, what is called? This is your I to V converter. Look here, the light intensity is converted into the electrical signal with the help of transducer. These transducer are photocell or photovoltaic cell, you can say. With the help of the photocell, you can convert incidence light intensity into the electrical signal, and this current can be converted into voltage. From the output voltage you can measure the current, from the current you can measure intensity, or you can say from the voltage intensity of the incident light can be measured. So let us see the circuit diagram of a current to voltage converter. Here this is your photocell. Let me say it is a source. This resistance RS is very large, and I am giving to the operational amplifier here. I am connecting resistance R. This is a view with respect to ground. Okay. Here's the capacitance C. Sometimes they are connecting. Look here, the discussion of this circuit. This is your current to voltage converter. Here in this photocell convert this intensity of the light into the current, and this resistance is very large. This resistance is very large. This current will flow in this direction. Now due to the very high input impedance, this current will flow here, and you will get the output voltage is of the order of current multiplied by resistance. So this output voltage is proportional to the current, and this current, let me tell you in detail, this current depends upon the intensity of the light. So from this output voltage you can measure the current. From this output voltage you can measure the current, or from the current you can measure the intensity of light if it is a calibrated terms. If it is in a calibrated terms, you can measure that. So in this circuit diagram, this is your photocells that converts the intensity of light into the current. This is very large. This current will flow to the RF, and here this input resistance is very high, so same current will flow in RF. So output voltage with respect to the ground, means this point, means This both is what, this is a virtual ground. This is called virtual ground because this input impedance is very large. So this is a virtual ground. So VOI is nothing with respect to this, is nothing but the current multiplied by this. So you can say VO proportional to your current. Okay. Now, sir, how much lowest current you can measure? The lowest current can be measured by this circuit is depends upon is the bias current, input bias current. The input bias current of the op amp is very small, so that depends upon the lowest value of the current can be measured by this op amp circuit, depends upon its bias current. For op amp 741 is IB is of the order of 3 nanoampere, so you can measure the very low value of the current also. This capacitor C is connected to avoid the high frequency noise. Capacitance C is connected to avoid the high frequency noise. Any high frequency noise is coming here, it becomes ground through the capacitors. This is the discussion of current to voltage converter. Now, next discussion I am doing about op amp circuit with diode. I am discussing this. See, what is the limitation of ordinary your rectifier? Suppose I am showing you this ordinary rectifier. See, this is a ordinary rectifier circuit I am showing you. This is your ordinary, you can say, rectifier. Is a full wave rectifier. Suppose my input signal is peak to peak is, suppose I am giving you here 100 millivolt, here 100 millivolt. What will be my output? My output is 0. Sir, why? Most of the students will write my output will be like this, but this is wrong. Sir, why? The cutoff voltage of this diode is 0.6 volt. Cutoff voltage of the diode is how much? 0.6 volt. Cutoff voltage of the diode is how much? 0.6 volt. This voltage is less than this, so this diode does not conduct. This voltage is only 50 millivolt. This diode does not conduct. This voltage is 50 millivolt. This diode does not conduct. Diode D1N does not conduct. So you will not get any output. So voltage across the output is 0. It is 0. You will not get such kind of the waveform. This is called limitation of the ordinary rectifier. Ordinary rectifier cannot rectify the small input signals whose value is less than its cutoff voltage. This value is less than cutoff voltage. I think you understand. Again I am telling you. So this input signal is very less compared to its cutoff voltage. That I am showing you here. 50 millivolt, this is a 50 millivolt. So this is a 50 millivolt. This will conduct only when this anode is more than 0.6 volt. 50 millivolt means 0.05. If you don't understand, 50 millivolt means 50 millivolt. This your 50 millivolt means 50 into 10 raised to minus 3, 0.05 volt. So this is a 0.05 volt. So this will never conduct. 0.05. This will never conduct. You will not get the output. So what do you have to do? If you want to rectify, if you want to rectify such a small signal, then what you do? To rectify such a small signal, you have to use a op amp. When you use op amp to rectify such a small signal, then it is known as a precision rectifier. It is known as a precision rectifier. So I am showing you, just I am discussing the precision rectifier, basic things. Okay. See, this is your operational amplifier circuit. Here I am connecting your PN junction. This is your RL. Now look here, I have to calculate how much value of this voltage VI I should give. As a result, this voltage VO will become of the order of 0.6 volt. So this diode will conduct. How much voltage, listen the word I am using, how much input voltage I should give. So this voltage is of the order of 0.6. This voltage of the order of 0.6. As a result, diode will conduct. Listen carefully. Again I am telling. So how much this voltage you have to give. As a result, you will get point. So no, I want 0.7. So you will calculate according to this. I know that I am keeping my cutoff voltage of the PN junction diode is 0.6 volt. That's why I am taking 0.6 volt. So how much input voltage should I give? So my VO will becomes 0.6. So this diode will conduct. This diode will conduct. Look here. I am calculating by this way. I am calculating. My gain is nothing but I am writing, my gain is nothing but the output upon input. So input is VO upon AV. VO how much I want? 0.6. AV just I am taking 10⁴. I know it is my gain of the open loop gain of the amplifier is 10⁴. EOL. Let me write EOL. If you get the confused, let me write this is nothing but the EOL. So 10⁴. So I am getting my input is 60. This is your 0.6. If you do not know the 10⁻⁴, 60 into 10⁻⁶, or my input voltage is 60 microvolt. It means if my input is 60 microvolt, my output is 0.6, and diode will conduct. And you will get the output. So if I give the signal, like this, if I give the signal of 100 millivolt, okay, then my output across the RL will be starting from 60 microvolt. My output will start from which value? 60 microvolt. This is input millivolt. I am writing here microvolt. So if you want to write 100 millivolt into microvolt, so you can say it is nothing but a 10⁻⁻3. So you have to convert. But just I am showing you my all 60 microvolt means what I can write. This is your 10⁻⁴.06 millivolt. So my output will start from 0.0. 16 microvolt means you can write 16 to 10 raised to minus 6, 16 to 10 raised to minus 3 into 10 raised to minus 3. So this is your 0.06 millivolt. So my output will start from 0.06 millivolt in this circuit. So this circuit can be able to rectify the small signal of the order of millivolt. So my output at this will start from 0.006 millivolt. When this value is 0.06 millivolt, my output will start, and you will get this rectification like this. So this is called precision rectifier. What it is called? Precision rectifier. I think you understand. This is a precision rectifier. So you can say, sir, halfway. Oh yes, it is a halfway rectification. But if this signal is given to your ordinary rectifier, this rectifier, you will not get any output. If this is your input Vi, then output is what? 0, or Vo across RL is what? 0. But if this signal is given to this circuit, this your Vi is your 100 millivolt, then your VRL will be like this, and you will start out getting the output after how much millivolt? After, you can say, 0.06 millivolt. So this circuit is called precision rectifier. I think you understand.